My name is Alaya, and I learned a long time ago that the best way to live is quietly. I own a chain of luxury car dealerships across 3 states, but you wouldn't know it from looking at my modest suburban home or my 10-year-old sedan. I don't need to flash my success. My kids, Jordan and Maya, are happy, and that's all that matters. Everything changed the day Victoria moved in next door. "Jordan, Maya," I called from our backyard, "come help me with these groceries." My kids came running, and that's when I noticed Victoria watching from her perfectly manicured lawn. She was talking to her twin boys, Brandon and Blake, both around Jordan's age. I waved. "Hi, I'm Alaya. Welcome to the neighborhood." Victoria smiled tightly. "Victoria Morrison. My husband Marcus just got promoted at Premium Auto Gallery downtown." "Oh, that's wonderful," I said, already knowing exactly who Marcus Morrison was. He was the sales manager at my flagship location. "Brandon, Blake, why don't you boys go play with the neighbors' children?" I suggested, trying to be friendly. Victoria's face transformed instantly. She pulled her sons closer. "Boys, come inside. We don't play with just anyone." I blinked. "Excuse me?" She looked at my worn jeans and faded t-shirt, then at my older car in the driveway. "Brandon, Blake, inside now. I told you, we have standards." "Mom, but they have a basketball hoop," Brandon protested. "I said no," Victoria snapped. "Look at their car. Look at their yard. We don't associate with people who clearly can't even afford basic maintenance." My jaw dropped. Jordan and Maya stood frozen beside me, hurt written all over their faces. "Victoria, that's incredibly rude," I said firmly. She flipped her hair. "I'm just being honest. My husband makes 6 figures. We have a certain lifestyle to maintain. I won't have my children influenced by poverty." "We're not poor," Maya said, tears in her eyes. Victoria laughed. "Sweetheart, when you're older, you'll understand that appearances matter. Your mother should want better for you." I put my arms around my kids. "We're done here, Victoria. Come on, kids." As we walked inside, I heard her tell her sons, "See, that's what happens when people don't work hard. They get bitter." That night, after putting the kids to bed, I sat with my best friend Sarah on a video call. "She said what?" Sarah practically shouted. "Called us poor right in front of my kids," I said, shaking my head. Maya cried for an hour. "Alaya, you literally own the dealership her husband works at. You're worth millions." "I know," I sighed, "but I've never advertised it. I like my privacy." "Well, maybe it's time to change that," Sarah said thoughtfully. "What's her husband's full name again?" "Marcus Morrison. He's been with the company for 3 years. Good salesman, decent manager." Sarah grinned wickedly. "Have you checked his recent expense reports?" I pulled up my laptop. "Sarah, what are you thinking?" "Just humor me. You're the owner. You have access to everything." I logged into the company portal and pulled up Marcus's files. My eyes widened. "Sarah, he's been submitting fake expense reports, luxury dinners, fake business trips, expensive client gifts that never happened." "How much?" Sarah asked. I scrolled through months of records. Over $40,000 in the past 6 months alone. "That's embezzlement," Sarah said seriously. "And I bet Victoria has no idea her lifestyle is funded by stolen money. She thinks they're successful because he's just that good at his job," I realized. "What are you going to do?" Sarah asked. I smiled slowly. "I'm going to do what I should have done the moment she insulted my children. I'm going to show her exactly who she's dealing with." The next morning, I called my corporate attorney, David Chen. "David, I need you to pull every financial record for Marcus Morrison at the downtown location," I said. "The sales manager? Is there a problem?" David asked. "A $40,000 problem, maybe more. I want a complete audit of his accounts, expense reports, and sales commissions." "I'll have it by tomorrow," David promised. "Should I involve authorities?" "Not yet. I want all the evidence first. And David, total discretion. No one at the dealership can know I'm investigating." "Understood. I'll call you tomorrow." I spent the rest of the day documenting every interaction with Victoria. I set up a security camera facing our shared property line. If she was going to continue her harassment, I wanted proof. That afternoon, Victoria knocked on my door. "Yes?" I asked, not inviting her in. "I wanted to apologize," she said, though her tone suggested otherwise. "I may have been a bit harsh yesterday." "A bit?" I repeated. "Well, you have to understand my position. Marcus works so hard for our lifestyle. I can't have the boys thinking it's okay to settle for less." "My children aren't settling for less, Victoria. They're happy and loved." She glanced at my car again. Alaya, when was the last time you bought something new? That car is ancient. Your clothes look like they're from a thrift store. I choose to live modestly, I said evenly. That's what people say when they can't afford better. Victoria laughed. Marcus makes $120,000 a year plus bonuses. We just bought a BMW. What does your husband do? I'm divorced. I support my family myself. Victoria's eyes lit up with pity that felt more like superiority. Oh, you poor thing. No wonder you're struggling. If you ever need references for house cleaning jobs, I have connections. Marcus knows a lot of wealthy people. I bit my tongue. I'm fine, thank you. Suit yourself, she shrugged. But don't be surprised when Brandon and Blake can't play with your kids. I have to protect them from certain influences. She left, and I immediately called Sarah. She came to apologize and ended up being worse, I vented. Did you record it? Sarah asked. Every word. The camera caught everything. Good. What did David say? He's getting me the full audit tomorrow. Sarah, I think Marcus has been stealing from my company to fund Victoria's champagne taste. So she's been degrading you with stolen money. That's rich, Sarah laughed darkly. What's your plan? I'm going to wait until I have everything documented. Then I'm going to personally conduct Marcus's performance review. At the dealership? Sarah asked. Where else? I want to see his face when he realizes who actually signs his paychecks. The next day, David sent over the audit. It was worse than I thought. Alaya, he's stolen nearly $70,000 over 18 months. David explained over the phone. Fake expense reports, inflated commissions, even siphoned money from customer deposits. That's criminal, I said. Absolutely. I've documented everything. We have emails, forged receipts, and bank records showing the deposits to his personal account. Perfect. Schedule a mandatory meeting with Marcus for Friday afternoon. Don't tell him what it's about. Will do. Should I alert the police? After the meeting. I want him to know exactly why his world is falling apart. Friday arrived, and I dressed in my best suit, the one I wore for board meetings. I drove my other car, a sleek Mercedes I kept garaged, to the dealership. The receptionist didn't recognize me. Do you have an appointment? I'm here for the 4 o'clock meeting with Marcus Morrison, I said. Oh, you must be the regional auditor Mr. Chen mentioned. He's waiting in conference room B. I smiled. Thank you. Marcus was sitting confidently in the conference room when I walked in with David. His face went confused. I'm sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I'm waiting for a meeting with corporate, Marcus said. I sat down across from him. Hello, Marcus. I'm Alaya Richardson. I own Premium Auto Gallery. The color drained from his face. You're the owner? That's right. I'm your boss. Actually, I'm everyone's boss here. I opened the folder David handed me. We need to talk about these expense reports. I can explain, Marcus started. Can you explain this $800 dinner at Pierre's Steakhouse on March 15th? The restaurant confirmed no reservation under your name or the company name. I must have gotten the date wrong. Or this business trip to Miami in April? We called the hotel. You never checked in, but your credit card showed charges at a spa resort with a companion. Marcus's hands trembled. Look, I can pay it back. You've stolen nearly $70,000, Marcus, I said calmly. Did you think we wouldn't notice? I needed it. Victoria has expensive taste. The house, the car, her shopping. I couldn't keep up. So you committed fraud, David interjected. Embezzlement, theft. Please, I'll lose everything, Marcus begged. My job, my reputation. Victoria will destroy me. I leaned forward. Speaking of Victoria, she's been very vocal about her superiority to certain neighbors. She seems to think you're successful because you're talented, not because you're a thief. You know Victoria? Marcus asked, confused. I'm your next-door neighbor, Marcus, the one with the poor children she won't let your sons play with. His eyes widened in horror. Oh, God. Alaya, please. Your wife called my children poor. She mocked my car, my clothes, my entire life. She suggested I get a house-cleaning job through your connections, I said, my voice ice-cold, all while living a lifestyle funded by money you stole from my company. I'll resign. Just please don't press charges, Marcus pleaded. David stood. Too late for that. The police are waiting outside. We're filing charges for embezzlement, fraud, and theft. 2 officers entered the conference room. Marcus Morrison? One asked. Wait, please, Marcus cried. Alaya, I'm sorry. I'll make it right. You should have thought about that before you enabled your wife to bully my children, I said, standing. Officers, he's all yours. As they handcuffed Marcus, he kept begging, Please, think of my boys. They'll be humiliated. I thought of my children, I replied. Every time your wife made them feel worthless. Maybe you should have thought of your boys before you became a criminal. The news spread through the neighborhood like wildfire. Victoria came to my door that evening, mascara streaked down her face. "How could you do this to us?" she screamed. "I didn't do anything to you, Victoria. Marcus did this to himself. You had him arrested. You ruined us." I crossed my arms. "No, I held him accountable for stealing $70,000 from my company. Your company, actually. The one I own." She stared at me. "What?" "I own Premium Auto Gallery, all 3 locations. I'm worth approximately $15 million. That old car I drive, it's paid off. This modest house, I own it outright. I have no debt and a very healthy investment portfolio." Victoria's mouth opened and closed like a fish. "I live modestly because I choose to teach my children that character matters more than possessions," I continued. "You, on the other hand, taught your sons that people are only valuable based on their material wealth, and you funded that lesson with stolen money." "But Marcus said he earned that money," Victoria protested. "He lied to you, just like he lied to me, my company, and our customers. He's been charged with embezzlement. His trial is in 3 months. His lawyer says he'll likely get 3 to 5 years in prison." Victoria collapsed against the doorframe. "We'll lose the house, the cars, everything." "You'll lose what you never legitimately had," I corrected. "The company is seizing all assets purchased with stolen funds. That includes your BMW. "Please, Alaya, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about what I said." "Are you sorry for what you said, or sorry you got caught being cruel to someone who could destroy you?" She said nothing. "That's what I thought. Your apology isn't accepted, Victoria. My children cried because of your cruelty. You made them feel less than human because of a car and some clothes." "I was wrong. Please, I'll do anything." "There's nothing you can do. Marcus faces criminal charges. You'll face the consequences of living beyond your means with stolen money. And my children, they're learning a valuable lesson about justice." 6 months later, Marcus was sentenced to 4 years in prison and ordered to pay full restitution. Victoria had to sell the house and move into a small apartment across town. I heard she got a job as a receptionist, ironic considering her previous disdain for lesser positions. Brandon and Blake transferred schools. I genuinely felt bad for them, but their father's choices had consequences. As for me, I used the recovered funds to start a scholarship program for children from modest income families. Jordan and Maya helped me choose the first recipients. "Mom, you didn't have to prove anything to Victoria," Maya said one evening. "I didn't do this to prove anything to her," I explained. "I did this because stealing is wrong and bullying children is wrong. Sometimes justice looks like revenge, but it's really just holding people accountable." "Do you think Victoria learned anything?" Jordan asked. "Maybe, but that's not my concern. My concern is that you two know your worth isn't determined by what you own. It's determined by who you are." The neighborhood treats us differently now. Some apologized for assuming things about us. Others are just nicer because they know the truth. I still drive my old car most days, still wear comfortable clothes, still live in my modest home. Because real wealth isn't about impressing your neighbors. It's about sleeping well at night knowing you did the right thing. Have you ever dealt with someone who judged you based on appearances, only to discover they were the ones truly struggling? What would you have done in my situation? Confronted them immediately or waited for the perfect moment like I did? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.